In this live stream, we'll go over how to write a unit test for an ES module for html-react-parser. So currently, I am at the html-react-parser repo. We do a git pull to make sure everything's up to date from master branch. Looking good. And so, first of all, what is the difference between ES modules and CommonJS? So just to give a little difference, with ES modules, you want to do you have the import syntax. So if you want to import, let's say, a default from, let's say, your module, it will look like this. And then export, you can do export default, whatever you want to export. In CommonJS, as an alternative, you want to do a require. So then it will be const assert equals require the assert. And then for the export, you can do exports equals assert or module.exports equals assert. So that's pretty much the key difference. And so currently I have index.mjs. M, as you can guess, is the abbreviation for module, so a module JavaScript file. And I want to write a unit test to make sure that this file, if changed, will continue functioning and working as expected. And so, to write a test, I will go to my test directory and I will create a new folder in the test directory. I will call it module, and then I will name this test index.mjs. Cool, and I will open this up, as you can see in the left pane. And so for this test, I want to make sure that this still continues to export the default parser from index.js, as well as the members, DOM to React, HTML to DOM, and attributes to props. And so let me first do a import, and this will be the default import from, we'll go up 2 directories to the index.mjs, that's at the root level. And then just to make sure that this is working, I will just console log the parse over here. So let me just quit and save. Yes. And to run this right now, since I'm currently still using Node version 14, if you're using Node 12 and you don't have the Node version yet that enables the experimental modules, you will need to pass a flag node-experimental modules in order to execute or call a .mjs file. So just like that, you can see, boom, it works. If you don't pass a flag, this is what you will see instead. It works. If I switch to Node 12, it will say that it doesn't work. So for now, I will add this flag just to support the Node 12 version. And so for this test, to ensure that the member exports are still exported, here I will just make sure to include both DOM to React, HTML to DOM, and attributes to props. And I will show you as well that these are the exports that I'm looking for. And since this is a test, I want to make sure that I can do an assert. So for here, I'll just do a basic import assert. I'm not going to be using Jest or any kind of test runner for this, since this is a very basic and simple unit test. And also, if I use Jest, Jest transpiles it down to ES5 syntax, and so I won't even be testing the ES module as well, which is why I'm choosing not to do it here. And then so, since as you can see, all these exports are functions, I can write a test that will just simply do a assert.strict equal check that the type of, let's say, parse is a function. And so we want to do it for the rest of the functions here as well, imports as well. So what we can do is we can refactor it to make it into a for each, and then each function we can do an assert. So here we have parse, DOM to React, HTML to DOM, and then finally attributes to props. Now this will now be func. So let me save it. And if I run it again using the node test modules, and you'll see there's no error. And just to do a quick check, sanity check, to make sure that this will catch it if, let's say, I accidentally forget to export DOM to React. So I'm saving this file. If I run this, boom, it will see that it will give me a syntax error, and this should fail the test. Great. So let me undo the comment out on line number 3, save the file again, and since we have this test, let me also go into my package.json, and I will create a new test script since this doesn't use the Jest test runner. And so actually I will copy this one. I will call it test:module. This will be my script name, and it will run. I will pass this flag just to keep it compatible with Node version 12, and then it will call the file in the test directory, m.js, just like that. Great. And then here, now that I have the npm run script, I can go into GitHub, go into my GitHub action workflow. I have the build YAML. That is my CI, or my continuous integration. And I can run this command here as well. So now CI, or my GitHub Actions workflow, will also call this test to make sure that it runs during every branch or PR that's opened. Cool. Saving that file. Now if I do a git status, I will see that I've changed these files. If I do a git diff, I will see that this is the diff that shows up. The new file does not show up because it's in the test module. So let me just create a new branch. I can call this test module, and then I will first commit the new test, the new unit test. Do a git commit -v. -v will simply open up inside of my editor. Right now it's currently running through my git hooks, which is, it runs the DTS lint, which is the TypeScript linting, and then it will run all the rest of the unit tests. So this will just take a bit of time as it runs. Cue the Jeopardy music. Awesome. It finished DTS lint. Now it's running npm test with this CI flag. And then that's done, and now it's running the Jest coverage for the integration tests. Cool, and it's still going, and the tests are passing, 100% test coverage. Great. Now it opened up in my Vim editor, so I can write my git commit message. And since my commit message for this repo follows conventional commits, so here the type is test, the scope I will make it module, and then I will say add unit test for ES module, just like that. Boom. Write, quit, and save. Cool. It passed lint, and also the commit lint also looked good as well. And so now I have the main test added. I can add the npm script as well as the build.yaml changes. So I do a git add all. And this time, since we already know that the test is passing, I'm going to do a git commit -v, a no verify, just to skip the git hook so you don't have to watch it run again and wait. So boom, here's my commit editor, and here the type is CI, scope is GitHub, and we can say run test module run test module in build.yaml. Add script test module and run in build.yaml. Cool. Awesome. So there we go. We have our commits, and we can now do a git push origin test.module, test/module. So now I'm pushing the branch to remote. So going to GitHub, we can see that this branch was just pushed. So let me just do a compare and pull request to create or open my pull request. Here we can say test add or write ES module unit test. Cool. And for now, I think I'll fill it out just to follow my convention here. These template is usually pretty helpful, especially if you open PRs to other projects, open source projects. These templates are useful because it provides a lot of context and information. And even though I'm the one opening PR for myself to review, it's still good context to historically come back and see, oh, this is what I did. That makes sense. Cool. And I can add X here. I can delete the rest over here. And I can create my pull request. Let's do it. Awesome. So unit test, now I'm just going to be waiting for the build to run on CI actions. And once that is green, then I can merge my pull request. In the time being, I'll just do a quick review just to ensure the files change looks good. If it does, great. And then I can actually open this up just to watch the build run. Yeah, since I've migrated from Travis CI to GitHub Actions, I must say that I do like GitHub Actions a lot. And like the other CI systems, like Travis CI, Circle CI, GitHub Actions is free for open source. And they have a plan for even for if it's not open source or private, like they have an X number of minutes to give you for free. So that's pretty sweet. Cool. While we're waiting for the lint DTS to run. Ooh, and size limit has also run. So this is simply the JavaScript performance budget tool. And as you can see, I didn't add any new code to the package itself, so the size is unchanged. But this is pretty nice as a way to kind of, in case you went over, it can tell you that your bundle size has increased. And coveralls showing still 100% test coverage, which is great. And it finished. Awesome. So I can simply approve it myself, but for now, I'm good with it as well. And I will simply merge the pull request. And we're done. And that goes over how to write a basic ES module unit test. Thank you very much.